young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle Show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle Show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know.
Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball with the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gonna want revenge, somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros, left pocket got pounds. Somebody gonna want revenge, somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Step back, let me get some room. Congrats every time I'm through. Same packet, nobody knew.
Just off the shores of Lake Erie, we are at First Energy Stadium in a city aptly named after its founder, Moses Cleveland, way back in 1796. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Good. 180. Hey, they're scared.
First carry for Nick Chubb. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down, and he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Check. King. Real. One touch.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Johnson the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down.
Good. 180. 57. Check back. One touch.
They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Now after the run by Hunt, here's 1st and 10.
Coming to you.
From the gun, Mayfield. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Carlos Dunlap, the Florida Gator, chopping his way to the quarterback.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Throwing, Mayfield. That one is caught by Hunt. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
The 7th play now of this opening drive. This is 3rd and long, though. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Buying time to his left. He may try and run for this. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the 1st down. So on 4th down, out comes the Browns kicker, Austin Seibert. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating 1st downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. Give the tackle there to Morgan Burnett.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
If you're looking for glory, looking to get your name in the headlines, you do not want to play nose tackle. But how about what we just saw there? The ability to hold people up, take on extra blocks, and actually slip them and make a tackle on that play. That's big time.
On 3rd down, Mixon. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Pulled in at the 24. A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. An update from a game going on in Indianapolis. It's the Colts in that one that have grabbed the early lead. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hurry!
Mayfield down. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And they may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. On to the 2nd from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Go! 50 seconds.
Mayfield hands to Chubb on the draw. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Tighten down. There you go.
On 2nd and 9, Mayfield. He'll let it go deep for... That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns are able to strike quickly for 6. Extra point by Seibert up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. This will be taken in at the 1. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36.
At their own 36-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically...
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Christian Kirksey gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
Give me that ball. Give me that ball. Hey, wahoo. All day, dog. 90 is the mic.
Val Rogers. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down one. More.
A loss of 7 on the sack. And it's 3rd down.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. A first throw for the backup, Jackson. And that will be incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well.
The Browns take over 1st and 10. At their own 20-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive,
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Carlos Dunlap able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
57's the mic. Hey, orbit. Oh, yeah. And here we go again. 57's Mike. Mike 57. They not ready.
To try again after the sack. Mayfield. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Extra point up and good by Bullock. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
Alert! Slam! 80 weapons.
Back to it after the pick six. Mayfield gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. Pushing him away.
Popped it right out there.
25 yards that time.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Regular.
2 minutes remaining in the first half, 10-7, our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
B.J. Goodson there on the tackle.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that any time you hand the ball to a back.
Set, 180. Quarterback, don't get nervous. Hey, alert 33.
On 3rd down, here's Hunt. And for the moment, this will be a 1st down. But we have a marker on the field. Let's see if this stands. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide, and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Here we go. Hurry. 59. Mike is 59.
3rd and long for Mayfield. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. From the gun, it's Jackson. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
And for the Browns, a nickel set here on third down. From the gun, Jackson. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. The Browns will quickly use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. The Browns drive about to get started. Less than 30 seconds to go in the half. Pretty good starting field position, all things considered. You'd think they definitely have time to get into field goal range.
Yes, and you get into the huddle or you come off the bench here and you've called multiple plays because you're going to say, this is how we're going to run them in order, guys. You don't have time for audibles. You don't have time to change anything. You're trying to get the ball in position to at least get 3. They've got a great shot to do it right here.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Mayfield off the play fake. He's going to float this one deep right side. Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Antonio Callaway as the first half is winding down. And the Browns are able to strike quickly for 6. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. This will be taken in at the 1. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. The results for them so far, not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And some space here. There he goes right side. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And here on the road, that could be a huge score for their morale in the second half.
Every team has confidence going into the start of games, but sometimes you get it rocked a little bit, and it certainly applies here for them. But guess what? Just what you said, this touchdown can give them their belief back that they can win in the second half.
The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on third down. Throwing is Jackson. He's got his man here. It's Green. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. And Green with a catch left side. And he takes this way down deep into Cleveland territory. A big play there for Cincinnati. 49 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Now Joe Mixon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jackson. His throw here's incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
We got three, fellas. We got three. Switch it.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 7-yard line.
Switch. Hey, alert 33.
They'll start with Hunt on the ground. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing, and I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
180. Rip left. Jim. Point it right.
Now Mayfield running left on the option. And he held on to it, but he probably shouldn't have as they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Protect. 180. And bring it. Watch tight end. Watch out.
They'll try to throw here. Mayfield. And he completes it to Hunt. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him. Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Good. 180.
50 seconds to Mike.
Man, that's trash. That's trash.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll run with Mixon. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. He's able to rattle off 6 on the carry, and that'll get him to 3rd and 4. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Jackson to throw. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary can really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. Complete to the right side. It's Eifert. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position.
Hey, 180. Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. He's got the 1st down inside the 10. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. So up comes Mayfield as his guys will go for 2.
Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
Mayfield to throw it to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite, but in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that exit, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. And the catch made, it's Tyler Boyd. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Jackson. He finds his running back, Mixon. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. Flush to his right. And caught. Right side. Green. Fourth quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. Under 4 to play now. Clock running, 3rd down. This is Mixon. And he's got the first down, yardage before being taken down at midfield. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. Job 1 to pick up the first down is complete. That was a big 3rd down conversion, but they got to watch the clock. It's starting to become their enemy a bit here in a 2-score game.
Which means they have to pick up the pace, right? The tempo has to be upped. And what they do is they tell the quarterback in his helmet, hey, listen, when we pick up the first down here, tell everyone we're going. We're moving now to 2-minute offensive phase, and everyone on the bench area, they're waving them along too. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Jackson. And the pressure gets to him again. Von Miller in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. Now it's Jackson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Myles Garrett getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now. He's been terrific so far. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. No room to be had there on the first down run as he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. A give running right is Chubb. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. The Browns on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 11. To throw, Mayfield. And that is incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And we'll see what he can do on the return. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitch...
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. Little clock management 101. The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to